So some breaking news came out today, and there's a little bit of chatter about two former fighters, those being Jorge Masvidal and Ben Askren, about another potential fight in a mixed martial arts bout. And this was a little bit unexpected for me, to say the least. On TMZ, Jorge Masvidal came out and started talking mad trash about Ben Askren, and Ben Askren returned fire and said that he sent a message to Dana White saying that he wants this fight to take place in mixed martial arts. He is willing to revitalize his career and take on Jorge Masvidal one last time. Now, as we all know, guys, Ben Askren is what made Jorge Masvidal famous with that beautiful flying knee. That was one of the highlights of the year, and that's been one of the highlights of the last 5 years. And it's safe to say that Ben Askren's UFC career didn't exactly go as planned. He ended up picking up one victory and got successive losses thereafter. But in my opinion, if this fight actually does take place, I think I give Ben Askren quite a good shot, because as we know, Jorge Masvidal isn't the best wrestler in town. Now, in my opinion, if Jorge Masvidal doesn't land that flying knee, he doesn't become the star that he did within the UFC over the next few years, making incredible cash. And I think Ben Askren would have definitely won that fight. I don't think that's too much of a controversial statement. I mean, I know that when Ben Askren did enter the UFC that he wasn't the world beater that he once was, but definitely a great wrestler nonetheless. And as we know, Jorge Masvidal isn't the best wrestler, and we've seen this multiple times in his title fights against Kamaru Usman. We also seen it in his grudge match against Kobe Covington, so he definitely has holes within his game that Ben Askren can exploit. But on the flip side of this, obviously Ben Askren is a terrible striker, but I think if they were to rematch, I would give Ben Askren a better chance of winning the contest. I mean, it wasn't a lucky shot by any stretch by Jorge Masvidal. He definitely planned it, but it was just something that's incredibly rare to happen. So Ben Askren did clarify the comments that he made and basically said that this is not going to be a boxing match, this is going to be an MMA bout. But I'm not too sure if this fight is going to take place. I mean, we'll see. As we know, Jorge Masvidal is focusing on his promotion, Gamebred Boxing Promotions, so he does have a lot of other things in the pipeline, a lot of other things that are occupying his time at this point. And look, they are both retired fighters, but it is fun to talk about. Now, do you guys think that this fight can actually take place? And what do you guys think the likelihood of that is? Now, UFC 291 is just a few days away, and I'm incredibly pumped about this card. If you do want to check out my videos on that event, feel free to click one of these links here. That's absolutely fine. And if you do like this sort of content, please feel free to hit subscribe. Just do it. And thanks very much for tuning in, everyone. I'll catch you all later.